Yeah, she's purring extremely loudly. She must like these Thomas toys. Well, hello, did you ever get into the Thomas and Friends Take and Play Glow Races? I found Charlie here, and I paid for this toy. It was $12. That's in Target in Australia. That's probably far less overseas. I also found Rosie here, but I paid a little bit more for Rosie because I went to the wrong store. We won't mention the store. It was nearly $16 for Rosie. Wow, she's an expensive girl. I also found Percy because Percy's awesome. I could put Percy's voice there. And also found, of course, Thomas the Tank, and I tried to get a discount on this because I could only find one with a ripped card, but Target wouldn't give me a discount. I paid $12 for it. Okay, don't like ripped things like that. But the good news is, and this is where this video is headed, is I actually found Thomas Adventures Light Up Races, and I also found, of course, Thomas the Tank, and we're going to take a look at this versus the previous version of this toy. Now, I will say, I think the best aspect to this new version, the Thomas Adventures version of this toy, is I paid a lot less for this toy. I only paid, dun dun dun, $9. We all like cheaper toys, but I got a sneaky suspicion that this toy here is less featured than its previous cousin. I'll come along and unbox the Take and Play first. It's always curious to see what characters they choose when they do these. I always feel the diesels get left out. Maybe you can have a few things to say about this. I like Thomas, I must say. Coming out with Charlie. Yeah, I mean, this is there's so many Thomas characters. Where do you start and stop on who gets developed into a toy? It must be quite tricky to understand what's going to sell. I think what I understand is things like Toad and Toby sort of don't sell. And Percy's out of the box. These Take and Plays are copyright 2015, made in Thailand. I think that's important to see. And if I go up here, it talks about the features and how you activate them. You can press the roof, you can press the dome, there's light at the front there, and you can roll them along to also activate the lights. There's something I don't often read on toys there. It says the product emits flashing lights at 5 to 30 cycles per second. I dare say that's related to epilepsy. And also, this toy uses those little button batteries, and there's all sorts of safety blah blah related to them. This is the Take and Play Light Up Racer. I think this is a very, very cool looking toy. There are a few things that I don't like about it, but I like the fact that it's semi-transparent. You can see the spooky sort of circuit board in there. It has a peculiar sort of traction tyre. I've just gone in closer here so you can see the tyre. I don't often see that on this style of toy. It is a Thomas that has the rollover cab, as I call it. It has got the dumb magnet styling, which is very, what would you say, very disappointing. I think lots of people have been speaking about this. No buffer detailing, but there are things that I really like about this toy, and the fact that you can press the buttons and press the dome there and roll it along to get things happening, and the light at the front, I think it's all very nice. I think it's best to turn the lights out to see this toy's features. I can't turn all the lights off or we'll be totally scared if we're in the dark. Depending on what button you push, different things happen. If I push that top button there, you'll get the light inside Thomas. If I roll the wheels, you will get the firebox burning plus that light inside Thomas. Okay, and then I think if I press the dome button there, yes, you get the light at the front. Ooh, it's very spooky, but I think, it looks very cool. I like the light at the front. I like it a lot. And I'll also show the firebox light detailing by just moving those wheels. Quite like that. I'm just keeping the lights down for a moment. I'm rolling Thomas back there. You can see Thomas is blue. There's Rosie, looks pink. Okay, Charlie looks nice and sort of purpley. Percy's nice and green. Maybe that's why they chose that character set. And of course, if I press the dome, you get the light at the front. But the front's a bit naffed because there's no way of connecting up. You've lost your magnet connection for the fact there's a light there. I'm sure most children and I would like to make a whole train of these guys, going along doing their light up thing. But that's not going to happen. So, yeah, sure, there's some things I really like about these toys. But then again, there's some things that sort of really disappoint me. Maybe if I bring in my stackable tower or Take and Play track, I could get something really cool, even though these engines don't connect. Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, that was actually really cool. One very good sign is Fluffy's actually very curious about these toys, and I think that's always a good sign when I'm looking at toys up on the toy bench. Well, that is a good sign, yeah. She's really purring loudly. She must love these Thomas toys. I'll have to say, I actually like these. I don't like the fact that that stupid dumb magnet system on these. I'm actually curious about the battery compartment. I'm going to open up Thomas. Yeah, there's something about the transparent toys. I like the transparent minis. I think they're some of the coolest. But the light on the front, you know, I like the light on the front. But if it was done right, I would have maybe put a little lamp here where Thomas has his lamp. It's, you know, it would have been better if we had the magnet on the front. At least it would have been a more connectable toy. Let me just open up this battery area right here. So while I'm under here, you can see they've got Thomas's name there. Okay, and there's all the blah blah there. 2015 Mattel, blah blah. And just see if I can split this thing open. Okay. Ooh, okay, there is a battery set there. This here is like the battery cover and two wheels of Thomas. And you know what that's reminding me of? Dun dun dun. Yes, it's very similar to Thomas Minis. Conspiracy theories will abound, won't they? Okay, but the best thing about this toy is that I think it'd be extremely hard for children to accidentally get into the battery area. That's what good toys are all about, and I'll just get the screw back in. Yes, it's one of those things, you look inside Thomas's little heart there and you can't keep your eyes off it. Now, the strange thing here is if I take a look at Rosie, for some reason, you can't see properly inside Rosie. They've sort of put this painted piece on the transparent part, which I don't quite understand. There's Rosie's face, which I think looks very cute. Looks like a cat, doesn't it? For some reason, Rosie has got that, which I think is a mistake. I know you'll have your saying, and while we're looking close up, I better look at all of them. You say, but I never saw Percy. I wanted to see Percy. Okay, in a sense, these are like bygone toys because they've been superseded, as sad as that sounds. And of course, here's Charlie. Okay, and he's transparent as well. I like these toys. There's really nothing wrong with them apart from the magnets and, oh yeah, the magnets and you can't clip on the front, hey? There's Charlie's face coming at you. We've had a good talk about these toys. In fact, the light strength in them is very good. Even under my full lighting on my bench here, you can see them light up. They're sort of toys from the past in a sense now because they have been superseded by these Thomas Adventures light up races. And I'm going to open up Thomas. And of course, I'm going to open up Percy. Take and Play has been ditched and Thomas Adventures is the new thing. There are a lot of good things about Thomas Adventures. I think the fact we've got a clip connecting coupling system is excellent. This is a much cheaper toy than those Take and Plays. I only paid $9 for it, and we can read all sorts of blah blah there. There's a thing like the other ones you can reach in the back and play with the toy. But I don't think this Thomas is as fully featured as those previous ones. This is a copyright 2016 Mattel toy made in Thailand with components from China. I think the other one said exactly the same. Conforms to the blah 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 of the battery there, and it's telling you can get Percy and also Rosie. And there's that read there, which personally turns me off. Really, go out into the real world and have a play, get off your apps, and we're just going to put a big texture mark through that there. I'll come along and unbox these. Now, I'm on the warpath about apps and iPads and blah 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 and kids because it's destroying a generation of children. I've had a dose of it at home myself, so hopefully I know what I'm talking about. And I think I worry for the fact the toy industry is siding up to apps and things. I don't know what sort of people it's going to generate in the future. It's the greatest and most dangerous social experiment I've seen in my life. Okay, there is Percy, but the wheels don't do anything. There's only the button on top. Okay. So first up, I'll take a look at Thomas. Basically, the best way I could describe this is this toy has been turned into a one-trick pony. Okay, there's just the button on top, and you get the firebox, and you get the light inside. The wheels do nothing now, and of course we've lost our light at the front, and we've also lost the traction tyre. But Thomas doesn't really need that because, well, he's not really activating anything from that wheel. Best of all, we've lost that great big dumb looking, it was a light. It's a magnet on those dumb magnet Thomases, and it's gone, and it's gone from the back as well. Thank goodness for that. And there is actually a little bit of a curiosity about this that I've just noticed. We've got painted whistles there. Let's take a look at a normal Thomas Adventures. This is just your normal Thomas Adventures diecast, blah blah. I quite like this toy. Notice the whistles there. Well, they're just little dimples, aren't they? They're not painted. And if we look at the glow one, the light up blah blah, you can see that we've, for some reason, they've painted whistles here, but not on this one. We will go backwards a step as well and take a look at something. And looking on top here, if I line them up at the back, dun dun dun, the Glow Racer one is actually quite a bit longer. I don't quite understand why. Maybe it's because of the circuit board in here. It's really starting to kick off a Thomas and Friends mystery. We all like a curious Thomas mystery. The wheel sets are the same. It's just when you start moving upwards a bit, and if I line up the running board there, the back, yeah, the running board is longer on the light up one. Of course, we worked out the top is bigger. The cab, yeah, it's longer as well. Someone out there will know why. It often perplexes me why we get these variations. I'm just stepping back to the Take and Play light up racer, and of course I've got the Thomas that was like that with the dumb magnets, ugly dumb magnets at both ends, and again it's the same sort of stretch they've done. The light up racer is actually a lot longer, and in fact look at the whistle detailing. The light up racer's got painted whistles, and the standard Thomas was left without. Moving along now, back to the Thomas Adventures. Of course, this is Percy. Yes, it's been dumbed down. A lot of the features are gone. It's really a one-trick pony, like Thomas. You can see the firebox light in there. It's nice and transparent. I am curious about this versus the Take and Play version. I think there's a lot of similarities going on here. The big difference is basically the difference in the coupling system. Lack of light at the front. No traction tyre on this one here. That dumb magnet's gone. Thank goodness for that, hey? Look at the faces there. Maybe that's going to enlighten us with something. What do you think there? I know people get very, very talkative about the way the faces are done. The thing I don't like about, well, both of those toys, I think they don't have Percy's shape right. I think he's more rounded there. It's too flat. Look at that edge there, the shape, the profile going down there. I don't think they've got this right. But of course, you know, there's always going to be sacrifices, isn't there, in toy design? Maybe you don't like that Percy, maybe you do. Let's couple Percy to Thomas and see how they play together. The best thing about Thomas Adventures, I think, is they've got rid of the dumb magnet. Mind you, we lost the smart magnet before that, but they clip together really nice. It's a nice, strong connection, and Thomas can give Percy a hell ride now. It's great. Now, what is a bit sad about these toys is that these light-up ones, that if you roll them along, you've lost the activity of the light that the previous version had. Let me just be reminded of that. And the silly part was these guys never connected together, so it's a lesson in life. You never can have everything that you want happen at the right time. So we've lost certain things, but we've gained things. I think the best thing is we've got a much cheaper toy, but people say, but you know, we've got that at a bit of a sacrifice of features. Yes, I would agree with that. But really, the best thing is Thomas can now give Percy. And I'll bring back my spiral tower of power. No use turning the lights off because the lights won't turn on as I go down. Okay, go, Thomas, go. Whoa, look at him go. Woo! That was very scary. With all the changes going on with the Thomas toys, I think I'm starting to see some sensible things going on. I think one of the main things, and I've pointed out in a previous video, is that Thomas Trackmaster 2 can connect to Thomas Adventures, which like to connect together to each other, and they can also connect to Thomas Minis. And that's going to lead to a bit of a conspiracy theory that I think is going to happen. You know what I think is going to happen? Thomas Wooden Railway is going to lose the magnet and end up with clip connectors. Because, shock horror, Thomas Wooden Railway is a bit like the odd Thomas out that really doesn't connect to any other of the Thomas Empire. I also think there's track being developed that sort of talks of everything else as well. Let's give this very unusual train a spin. Actually, before we do, take a look at this Thomas face and how unusual it looks. Well, I'm looking right on the front here, and for some reason that Thomas face looks like it's on crooked, or is it just the way he's pulling his mouth like that? When I was a child and I did that to my mouth, my mother would say, "Don't do that or you'll end up with your mouth stuck like that all the time." Well, look what happened to Thomas. He's been playing around pulling a face and he's now stuck with it. But there is a Trackmaster 2 winged Thomas. It's got some curious bits of detail added, some rivet detail into the sticker there, some rivet details to the side. I will talk about this as an independent video. It is a very, very curious model, and we'll give it a spin here because we are talking about Thomas Adventures, aren't we? Well, hopefully. Okay, so hopefully we're going to see all these trains being very happy together and connected together without playing up on me. Oh, by accident, I actually put in one of Thomas's wings there. Okay, I've just deployed it, so he's got his wings going there. It looks stunning, that model, doesn't it? Can't keep your eyes off it. If you see it installed, please go and buy it. Yes, if it was to take them play light up races, they would have been doing their lighting action. That is, if they could connect to anything, but they can't. Yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen the lights on as they were chuffing along. But I also like lower toy prices as well. Well, you can't have both, can you, boys and girls? Actually, maybe if I'm daring, I can add some of the taken plays to the front here. Ooh, okay, there you go. You can see the lights going, and maybe I could slap Percy on the front. Percy's always going to cause trouble. See, there you go. That's what it... I think it looks much better looking like that, and Thomas is starting to have a bit of trouble. Yes, Thomas has actually just come to a grinding halt. His little gearbox doesn't like pulling that load. Maybe I can give Thomas a bit of a hand here and get him started again. Or will there be a train wreck? Come on, Wing Thomas, do your thing. Okay, he's sort of going there. Yeah, maybe I'll just quickly turn the lights down. Oh, to see what's going on. That is if this will work. It looks like it's going to be a troublesome train. I'll take part of the load off, part of these guys here away, and we should be lucky now, I hope. Or is that Thomas or a troublesome one? We can't handle those two in front. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Oh, there he goes. Come on, Thomas, go, Thomas, go. I'm trying to do the toy impossible here, and I'm sort of near total darkness. I'm going to try and add Thomas to this because I want you to see the taken plays as they light up as you push them round. There we go there. The boilers are burning in there. Looks nice, doesn't it? The Trackmaster Thomas is having trouble there. I don't know whether I'll be able to get any more on. Maybe I'll just take Thomas away and add Rosie. Okay. Yeah, you can see the light through that side bit better than I thought, hey? And we'll try and give Charlie a go, hey? Because you say, but you didn't show them all, Leo. Okay, there we go. There's Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's back wheel sometimes doesn't make connections to the track and he'll just go off. It's really important that the back wheel makes connection, and as I'm holding him like that, he's playing as he should. Curious to see. Yeah, just turn the lights back on obviously, and I think we've sort of seen enough of the toy chaos that I can create on my table here. Okay, that is my 5 cents on the Thomas & Friends Light Up Races. It was very curious to see it transition to Thomas Adventures. We have a bit of a dumbed down toy, but it was also a much cheaper toy to buy. That is always going to divide the audience. Maybe you preferred it when it was a fully featured toy, but I know that everyone hated this magnet system. I haven't really found anyone who said that was a good thing. Finally, I think we're seeing Mattel move this brand in the right direction. It was a couple of years struggling along there, but I think what we see there is a nice thing. Those clip couplings, I think, is a good move forward, and I also like cheaper toys. I don't mind redesign as long as it's done sensibly, okay? I mean, you've got to give some leeway. I don't sign off like I used to. Maybe I'll say something like this. If you see a nice toy in store, make sure you grab it before somebody else does. Okay, bye now. A bit of a Thomas conundrum for you. I found this in store recently. It's called the Talking Thomas. It's a 2011 copyrighted toy, although I found it in store in 2017.
I'm the #1 blue engine.
Okay, we know that, Thomas, but there was a bit of a strange thing about this toy. Maybe if I turn the box around, you might start to see it. He's still talking. There's another example there. Okay, and we take a look at Thomas there. So can you let me know what's going wrong there?
Bust my buffers.
is I found these toys in a Thomas adventure.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
And,
Hello, I'm Thomas.
which is sort of nice. I think rolling the wheels, all the lights turn on. No, do take two.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
Maybe if I bring in this tower, blah, 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 blah.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
There's a lot of things in light.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
We never seem to have everything working in our favour, do we, Percy?
Hello, I'm Thomas.
But at least, you know, Thomas can go along and give Percy one huge... They just disconnect, and that's on the file reel.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
And it wouldn't have been nice if we had the lights running on those Thomas's... Oh,
Hello, I'm Thomas.
it's tricky to shoot when we've got low light because the camera's going to play up on me. So that's file reel material, that's file reel material.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
And this is going to be a train wreck. Oh, but it still glows. Yeah, pretty well. Thomas has just taken a dive. And yeah, Percy's, well, causing confusion and delay as Percy likes to do.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
Go on, you. Wake up. And I'm going to try and get Rosie on before it's a massive file reel. Come on, Rosie. Wake up, Rosie. Here we go, finally. Oh, and it's come to a grinding halt.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
I know some people are going to struggle with the clip connector there, and they're going to say, oh, I've got to go out and buy my, you know, Thomas collection again. Oh.
Hello, I'm Thomas.
I think finally by looking at what's going on with Thomas Adventures, we're starting to see some sensible things go on in the toy design. I hope I'm getting it right there. Why can't I hold these toys?
Hello, I'm Thomas.
The whistles are not painted yet when I bring up the glow one. Blah, 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 blah.